closely at this newsletter. Okay, now we zoom in and look at that. That is one of the test stands from the Santa Susana Field Lab, where they did rocket engine testing for decades, that is responsible for the contamination of the aquifer below the site that's estimated to have 500,000 gallons of incredibly toxic TCE still in the aquifer. So this isn't a mistake on Boeing's behalf that it happens to look like a National Park Service logo. No, this is just another attempt of the Boeing Company to greenwash the Santa Susana Field Lab. They're trying to make it look like it's an environmental haven, when in fact, it's one of California's most toxic and radioactive sites. This is greenwashing at its worst. According to the Boeing Company, which owns 80% of the Santa Susana Field Lab, their own 2015 data showed that if people were to hypothetically live on site and eat the produce that they grew there, 96 out of 100 people would get cancer. 96 out of 100. The Santa Susana Field Lab isn't just a little bit toxic, it's incredibly toxic. They say they're going to start the cleanup this summer. They're going to leave huge amounts of contamination behind, and then they're going to open it up as a park and a nature reserve. What's even more insane is that the California agency, Department of Toxic Substances Control, is going to allow it. Boeing's messaging and greenwashing has been so effective over the years that now the government agency even parrots it. They're saying they don't want to do more harm than good. We know this isn't true. The Fish and Wildlife put out a report showing that the cleanup would be better for the animals, even endangered animals and plants. We've talked to ecotoxicologists who said the site needs to be cleaned up in order to protect the wildlife there. And we've talked to biologists. They're all saying the same thing, that the animals and plants at the Santa Susana Field Lab will be harmed if the site is left toxic and radioactive. And if that wasn't enough, the Boeing Company has been fined over $600,000 recently for polluting the LA River and the Ventura County Cayugas Creek watersheds. And Boeing's greenwashing campaign isn't a coincidence. If they leave their contamination behind, it'll save them hundreds of millions of dollars, even while they're harming our environment, our water, our air, our children. The Boeing Company says they're going to start the cleanup of their portion of the Santa Susana Field Lab as soon as this summer. And if residents of Los Angeles and Ventura County don't fight back, this is going to be our permanent future. So if you live nearby, would you just take 1 minute to email or call Supervisor Janice Parv or Supervisor Lindsay Horvath and just tell them we respectfully ask that they champion lawsuits against the Boeing Company and DTSC, and they get us back the complete cleanup of this site. Share, like, save, follow. Thanks.